Have you ever heard about the Victorio Peak treasure? A treasure trove so vast, so legendary, it's become the stuff of myth and dispute. Imagine, if you will, a cache of gold and jewels, hidden deep within the rugged terrain of New Mexico's desert. This isn't some fanciful tale spun by a fireside storyteller. No. This is the Victorio Peak treasure, a riddle wrapped in an enigma, buried in sand and secrecy. The tale begins in the late 1930s when a humble man by the name of Doc Noss stumbled upon a hidden cave within Victorio Peak. His discovery wasn't just any old cavern, oh no. It was a veritable Aladdin's cave, filled to the brim with gold bars, jewels, and ancient artifacts. Estimates suggest that the treasure could be worth billions, that's right, billions of dollars in today's money. But what makes this treasure so intriguing isn't just its immense value, it's the mystery that shrouds it. How did it get there? Who does it belong to? And perhaps the most tantalizing question of all, where is it now? Rumors swirl like desert sand about the treasure's origin. Some say it's the lost hoard of a Spanish conquistador. Others suggest it's the ill-gotten gains of a notorious bandit. And then there are those who believe it's cursed, a deadly lure for those greedy enough to seek it. But one thing is certain. The Victorio Peak treasure has ignited the imaginations and ambitions of countless treasure hunters. It's inspired heated debates among historians, geologists, and armchair adventurers. It's even caught the attention of the United States government. Yet, despite all the speculation, the Victorio Peak treasure remains elusive. Its whereabouts, along with the true extent of its riches, are still shrouded in mystery. Despite numerous expeditions and countless hours spent poring over old maps and documents, the treasure remains lost. And so begins the tale of the Victorio Peak treasure, a saga filled with gold, intrigue, and an ongoing dispute that has yet to be resolved. The year was 1937, and a man named Doc Noss stumbled upon something extraordinary. In the heart of New Mexico's rugged landscape, Doc Noss, a footloose adventurer with a keen eye for the unusual, made a discovery that would change his life forever. While on a routine hunting trip, he found himself drawn to a peculiar formation near Victorio Peak. Upon closer inspection, he realized it was not just an ordinary mountain, but a hidden entrance to an ancient cavern. Driven by curiosity and perhaps a hint of destiny, Doc decided to explore the mysterious cavern. As he delved deeper into the labyrinthine passages, he was greeted by an eerie silence, broken only by the sound of his own footsteps echoing off the cold stone walls. The air was heavy with the scent of untouched earth, a testament to the cavern's age and isolation. It was in the belly of this ancient, silent beast that Doc Noss made an astounding discovery, a cache of gold, jewels, and ancient artifacts. The sight was overwhelming, an Aladdin's cave of treasures, untouched and unseen by human eyes for centuries. The gold glowed in the dim light of his lantern, casting an ethereal glow around the cavern. The jewels twinkled like distant stars, and the artifacts narrated tales of civilizations long gone. But the enormity of his find was not lost on Doc. As an adventurer, he understood the significance of his discovery. This was not just a treasure, it was a piece of history, a time capsule from a forgotten era. It was a moment of triumph, an affirmation of his adventurous spirit. Yet he also knew that such a discovery came with its own set of challenges. His initial euphoria soon gave way to a sense of responsibility. The question was no longer about what he had found, but what he would do with it. He was faced with choices that would not only determine his future, but also the future of the Victorio Peak treasure. What Doc Noss had discovered would soon ignite a treasure hunt like no other. But as we've seen in countless tales, no treasure comes without a price. Following the discovery of the Victorio Peak treasure, Doc Noss, a man of ambition and dreams, found himself entangled in a web of misfortune. The golden allure that once promised wealth and prosperity now presented a challenge of Herculean proportions. Noss's attempts to extract the treasure were plagued by a series of unfortunate events. Despite his relentless efforts, the treasure remained stubbornly inaccessible. The intricate labyrinth within Victorio Peak seemed to guard its secrets fiercely, and every attempt to pry them loose ended in failure. With each passing day, the glimmer of hope that once shone brightly in Noss's eyes began to dim. The treasure that was supposed to be his ticket to a life of opulence seemed to slip further away. The curse of the gold, as some would say, began to cast its shadow over Noss's life. In a desperate attempt to break free from this curse, Nos sought help from others. But alas, his trust was misplaced. Betrayal and deceit played their part in this tale, adding to the growing list of misfortunes that befell our treasure hunter. The final blow came in the form of a bullet. In a tragic turn of events, Doc Nos was shot and killed in a dispute over the treasure. His dream of wealth and prosperity ended in a pool of blood, his life claimed by the very treasure he sought. In the wake of his death, the Victorio Peak treasure, with all its allure and mystery, remained untouched, hidden away in the belly of the earth. The curse of the gold, it seemed, had claimed its first victim. Doc Nos's dream of wealth and prosperity ended in tragedy, but the story of the Victorio Peak treasure was far from over. The curse of the gold continued to linger, leaving a trail of mystery and intrigue in its wake, waiting for the next brave soul to dare its challenge. In the aftermath of Nos's death, the treasure of Victorio Peak would find itself at the center of a legal battle. The government's interest in the Victorio Peak area was piqued not merely by the allure of gold, but by the strategic significance of its location. It was during the throes of the Cold War, when paranoia and the need for secrecy were at their peak. The government, under the guise of national security, seized the land surrounding Victorio Peak, which, quite conveniently, included the reputed site of the treasure. Nos's widow, Over Nos, was left to battle the government, armed with nothing but her tenacity and unshakable belief in her husband's discovery. In the face of insurmountable odds, Over filed a series of legal claims asserting her rightful ownership of the treasure. However, the wheels of bureaucracy were slow to turn, and even slower to yield justice. The government, citing the Antiquities Act, claimed that any treasure found on government land was federal property, thereby legally justifying their seizure of the treasure. Over's legal battles were not without their moments of triumph, though. In the mid-70s, she was temporarily granted access to Victorio Peak to search for the treasure. However, despite her best efforts and the engagement of several experienced mining engineers, the treasure of Victorio Peak remained elusive. The government's involvement in the Victorio Peak case was not without controversy. There were whispers, rumors of a covert military operation codenamed Project Goldfinder. Some believed that the government had already located and removed the treasure under the cover of this operation, further fueling the mystery surrounding the Victorio Peak treasure. The treasure of Victorio Peak, once a symbol of untold wealth, had become a hotbed of contention and controversy. The government's involvement had not only complicated the legal landscape but also added another layer of intrigue to the already riveting tale of the Victorio Peak treasure. Fast forward to today, and the mystery of the Victorio Peak treasure still remains. The gold, if it indeed exists, continues to elude treasure hunters, historians, and legal scholars alike. The Victorio Peak treasure, a pot of gold at the end of an enigmatic rainbow, has been the subject of countless claims, disputes, and legal battles. The allure of this treasure is so potent that it has drawn a motley crew of claimants, each asserting their rightful ownership. The descendants of Doc Nos, the original discoverer, continue to stake their claim, firmly believing that their ancestor was unjustly robbed of his find. They maintain that the treasure is rightfully theirs, a legacy passed down from their forebear. Then there are the fortune seekers, the dreamers, and the adventurers who are drawn in by the tantalizing prospect of untold wealth. These individuals, fueled by a potent cocktail of ambition, greed, and curiosity, have thrown their hats into the ring, hoping to strike it rich. And let's not forget the US government, who seized control of the area where the treasure was allegedly discovered. The government maintains that any treasure found on public lands is the property of the state. This stance has sparked a plethora of lawsuits and legal disputes, all centered around the simple question, who does the treasure belong to? The legal battles have been both numerous and complex, weaving a tangled web of claims and counterclaims. The courtroom battles have been fierce, with each party adamant in their belief that they are the rightful owners of the Victorio Peak treasure. Despite the legal wrangling, the allure of the treasure remains undiminished. The Victorio Peak treasure, shrouded in layers of mystery and intrigue, continues to captivate the imagination of treasure hunters. It lures them with the promise of unimaginable wealth and the thrill of the chase. The treasure of Victorio Peak remains elusive, its secrets buried deep within the New Mexican desert. The treasure may or may not exist, but the dream of finding it remains very much alive. Despite the disputes and controversies, the Victorio Peak treasure continues to captivate. It's more than just the allure of gold, it's the thrill of the chase, the tantalizing promise of uncovering a secret that's been kept for centuries. The Victorio Peak treasure is a siren's call to the adventurer in all of us. It's a story steeped in history, fraught with danger and deception, and shrouded in an enigma that has endured the test of time. This is not just about a cache of gold and jewels. It's about the human spirit, the relentless pursuit of the unknown, and the indomitable will to conquer the insurmountable. The very idea of treasure hunting stirs something primal within us. It's the same spark that ignited the curiosity of explorers who charted unknown territories, the same flame that drove pioneers to push the boundaries of what was deemed possible. It's about embracing the thrill of discovery, the exhilaration of unearthing something that was once lost and now found. The enduring hope of finding the lost gold of Victorio Peak is a testament to the human spirit's resilience. Despite countless setbacks, the flame of hope continues to burn bright. It's this hope, this relentless pursuit, that keeps the legend of the Victorio Peak treasure alive. It's not just about the gold, the jewels, or the untold riches. It's about the journey, the adventure, and the thrill of the chase. It's about the possibility of making history, of etching your name in the annals of time as the one who found the elusive Victorio Peak treasure. It's about the allure of the unknown, the thrill of discovery, and the promise of adventure. The Victorio Peak treasure, a legend, a mystery, and an ongoing dispute, but above all, a testament to the timeless allure of hidden treasure.